meditation, we think about people of faith. And the question comes to my mind, particularly on the Sunday after Christmas, what do you do with Christmas? It's exciting to be here in the sanctuary full to capacity with people celebrating, to have Luffy's coffee and buns, to have lit candles, to sing the great hymns, to hear wonderful music. It's exciting. But what do we do with Christmas? How do we make Christmas last more than just 12 days? I would suggest to you, part of the answer is found in our Old Testament lesson today from 1 Samuel. Samuel is a young lad ministering in the temple. He is a person perhaps not well equipped to minister in such a way because of his stature and also his placement in history. But because his mother had sensed the urgency of God and believed that God would bless her if she offered her very best to God, she made a promise. And the promise was this: I will serve God through my son and give him as a gift to you so that he can minister in the house of the Lord. Now we know at the time during the ministry of Eli that his sons were very wicked. They did not follow the way of God. They did things that were abomination to the Lord. And the Lord later on in the book of Samuel says, I cannot tolerate this anymore. And those children were wiped off the face of the earth. But Samuel had a different role. He could hear God. And we know that wonderful series of questions that Samuel heard when he was ministering in the temple. And he heard the Lord calling him, and he thought it was Eli. And he went to Eli's side and he said, yes, I hear you. And then he went again, and then finally the Lord spoke to him, and Eli said, you know, when he speaks again, just say, yes, Lord, I'm willing to listen. And we know the great story of Samuel, the blessing of the King David, and we know that Jesus came from the line of David. What Samuel did was to listen to God and to grow, as the scripture says, in favor with God and with man. Much like we read in Luke's gospel, when Jesus grew, Eli recognized that Samuel had a very special place in God's story of salvation. What do we do with Christmas? Do we just let it sit on the shelf like an elf? No. We take it. We put it in our hearts. We think about it. We think about what it means to us, what it means to people around the globe. And we take that message of Christmas like Samuel, and we let it grow day by day by day. And so it develops into an adult-like faith, which, as we know through Scripture, can move mountains. I'm always amazed of how Hannah felt about her son, that each year when it came that special time of the year when they would go to the temple, how she would make a new coat for her son, a little robe that he would take, and he would change it over each year and get a new one. It reminds me that the faith that we grew up with children needs to develop and change. We have faith, we learn it from our early days, but each year we're encouraged to grow. It's like Samuel putting on a new coat, a little robe that his mother made for him each year, as he grew and got bigger and bigger and bigger. So we grow in faith. We grow in faith past Christmas. We grow into the 2016. We grow into new assignments and responsibilities. We have new board members that are coming on. We have new committee members that will be chosen. We'll have people who will step up in faith and embrace the possibility that God can lead through them, change them day by day, and grow in faith each day that they live. And for me, that's probably the greatest gift of Christmas. It's a promise of another day of growth. As an old black preacher once told me, says, we ain't there yet, but we're getting there. So 2015, we ain't there yet, to 2016, but we're getting there. Christmas offers that gift of growth each year. Let us embrace it. We continue our worship as we sing our next hymn, From Heaven on High, I Came to You, number 306.